Alright guys, how you doing? It's Rabea. Hope you're all good. So this is a shortish video, I always say that, but essentially I wanted to do a video on my PRS Paul's guitar, which some of you have asked for and a lot of you have noticed that I have one. A little bit of backstory is that I had a PRS Custom 24 and I have all these guitars that I use for different jobs. So obviously I don't have millions of guitars, but I have my older guitars and then the Chapman prototypes. So there's quite a few now. But I've managed to find a use for all of them for specific applications. It's not something you want to spend loads of time thinking about, but at the same time, if I'm going to grab my Fender Strat, it's because I want that sound and I want to play that kind of style. If I'm grabbing my Chapman Relic, it's because I'm in a writing mood and I want to write some heavy progressive stuff. So it's normally a go-to for that is Toska. If I'm grabbing my new guitars, my prototypes, the 1 and 2 of the ML3 Rabea guitars, it's normally a Dorje related thing, and that's not compartmentalized strictly. I pick them up and use them for all sorts of different stuff. However, they all have a use and they all fit into their roles pretty well. But then I had this Custom 24 in the Autumn Sky finish, and although it was a really nice guitar to play and I did the White Dove solo on it, did quite a few different lead lines on that guitar, it never had a job that I was like, that's why I'm going to pick the PRS up. I was going to pick it up because it was a nice guitar to look at, felt good to play, sounded good, but I don't know, I found it got left in the case a lot, and I was like, I've spent all this money on a PRS and it's sitting in the case, what's the point? So I decided to get rid of it. I decided to put it online, to sell it or to trade it. Out of nowhere, I got a message from someone called Zoran Zox. He got in touch with me on Facebook and he said, I've got quite a few guitars I collect, I've noticed you're selling yours and I feel like I'm up for something different, so would you be open to trades? So of course I was like, well, okay, let's see what you've got. And he sent loads of pictures of different guitars, and this PRS Paul's guitar was the one that took my eye straight away. I've never done anything like that before, where you just send a guitar to someone online and you have no idea if it's legit, but luckily he was very professional, very nice guy, and he sent his guitar by overnight delivery the next day. But anyway, so I got the guitar and I'm really happy with it. I think for a start, I should probably go over the features real quick and say that it is, like every other PRS guitar, it's beautifully made. It's got the mahogany body and the neck, but it's got a Honduran rosewood fretboard, which is different, and it's got the brushstroke bird inlays, which are beautiful, really nice. Something a little bit different from the standard sort of custom range that you get. It's also got a 10 top on it, and this is the artist. I believe that the ones on the Paul's guitar are not the private stock tops, but they're like the Wood Library artist pack tops. So the standard of top on this is ridiculous. It's really stunning, and I absolutely love the way it looks. It's got the 408 style pickups in it, so they're a little bit thinner than your standard humbuckers, but I actually like that because, as I was saying before, now this guitar has a specific sound and I'll use it for a specific job. Another cool thing about the guitar is the pickup switching. So obviously you've got your 3-way toggle, but you've also got these 2 little dip switches here that hopefully you can see on the close-up cam. And what they do is split the pickups like any other coil split. However, there's a little bit of wizardry going on inside the cavity because you don't lose any volume when you split them down. So push down, they're in full fat mode. So if I give you a chord, we're in drop D, sorry about that. And then if I then go and split it, I think that's awesome because it means that you've got different tones without necessarily having to compromise too much on things like volume and so on and so forth. You can just flick between them real fast and get different tones for different jobs. The other cool thing is that you can blend them because they're independently splittable. So for example, I could be on the middle position, both on full fat mode, but I might want less low end coming off the neck pickup, so I can split it down. It's a beautiful sound. Likewise, I can keep the neck all in and split the bridge, so alternatively, I can have them both split down. The neck on it, I believe, is a pattern regular neck, so it's quite thick, but and there's an ever so slightly sort of V shape going on with the neck, which is quite nice. It's worth pointing out that this guitar is designed as per Paul Reed Smith himself's specifications of his ideal PRS guitar. That's what I was told. The cool thing about the bridge, it's a stop tail, like hardtail bridge, the 2-pin style. But the cool thing is there's little brass inserts before the string leaves the bridge, and it's one of those pre-intonated ones as well. So it really is kind of kitted up to be a really stable, resonant, singing guitar, and I must admit, it does just that. thing with PRS guitars are they're stupidly expensive, but they're also stupidly beautiful. And those two things are fine if that's what you want to buy. If you've got the money to get a PRS and you want a beautiful looking guitar, then great. I see a lot of guys buy PRS guitars to hang up on the wall, which is fine if that's what you want to do, but I want to play my guitars. So I'm not bothered about them looking beautiful and stunning and pretty all the time. I like them to get scratched up and ruined because I want to feel like I'm not being precious about it. And funnily enough, this guitar feels more like that to me than my other one. I don't know if it's the colour being darker or it's just the style of guitar. It feels different, and I'm not bothered about scratching it up. And I want a PRS that I'm going to hang on to for life and not sell it, because, you know, I don't want to be one of those guitarists that buys and sells gear all the time. Some people love that. I just think if I'm going to buy a guitar, I better make the most use of it. So this guitar, this PRS Paul's guitar, is staying with me. I don't think I'm going to sell it ever, or at least I hope I don't sell it, because it does a job, it plays incredible, it sounds incredible, and I couldn't be happier with it. So if you guys are in the market for a new guitar, a PRS guitar, then I suppose I will recommend the Paul's guitar to check out if you want something a little bit different from the standard core PRS custom 22 and 24 range. It's not massively more expensive, but it is a little bit more expensive. But what you end up getting is a guitar that's really, it has a lot of thought, care and attention over making it. But yeah, there you go. There's a video on my PRS Paul's guitar. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope for those that wanted to see this guitar that this video suffices. And in any case, please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you all very soon.